Hello and welcome to this video series about BIM9 and private BIM clouds. My name is Brian Smith, and in this video we're going to take a look at the challenges using a private BIM cloud can solve. Now, if this is the first video that you've seen in this 6-video series, I'll show you how to look at the other videos at the end of this one. Using a private BIM cloud can solve many of our connectivity issues today. Here are the challenges that we're going to explore in this video. Remote access to BIM data, connecting branch offices, workstation longevity, and the elusive integrated design. So first we'll talk about remote access. Now, it doesn't matter how large or small your organization it is, everyone can take advantage of using remote access to their BIM data. Now, I won't go on and on about how we used to do things in the old CAD days, but we all know that the days of copying a couple files to a disk to take home and work on over the weekend are gone. Remote access means instead of transferring or copying data to your location, you take control of a highly optimized virtual computer and work on the data where the data lives on your network. The ability to work on your BIM data remotely is really the cornerstone of a private BIM cloud. So here you are, the remote user. You can be anywhere in the world where you have internet access. So over the internet, you make a secure connection through your firewall and log into a virtual machine on the private BIM cloud. Since this computer is connected to your network, you'll have access to all the normal information your credentials allows you to have, and you can run Revit or AutoCAD just as you normally would as though you're sitting there in that office. Also note there's no interruption in standard workflow with others that sit in that office. That's because everyone connected internally or through the private BIM cloud can all work together. You'll also see some thin clients on this office network. Thin clients are those machines that are just not capable of using Revit or AutoCAD. However, these machines can now be used to connect to a high-powered private BIM cloud over the internal local area network and run Revit or AutoCAD. As a teaser, go check out bim9.com/aubench and see an older HP machine, a MacBook Pro, and an iPad all connected to the same private BIM cloud and running a benchmarking script. You might be surprised at which machine turned out the fastest time. How to connect branch offices now becomes more apparent. Many times offices will host the BIM data based on proximity to the project or where key people are located. You may want to share a resource in each office though, depending on the workload and other factors. Here, employees in one office can just connect to the private BIM cloud in the other office and work on the data where the data is stored normally. A private BIM cloud in each branch office also offers some redundancy. For planned or unplanned downtime, if key projects or all projects have been replicated, users from one office or even from Starbucks can connect to the other office's private BIM cloud and continue working on the project through the downtime. Workstation longevity. Now back to the thin clients. With the private BIM cloud computer, we can take a single piece of hardware that costs about the same as a normal workstation and allow several people to connect to it simultaneously. The need to update individual workstations begins to diminish since the requirements of the computer used to connect to the private BIM cloud are minimal. You can pull out those older workstations or laptops and connect to the private BIM cloud and get the same speed and performance as a high-end workstation. Integrated design. So here we have a diagram that, if you've ever seen a BIM presentation, I'm sure you've seen. Here's a diagram showing architects and engineers, project managers, and others all working together and connecting to a single BIM model. What's strange about this diagram is no one ever really talks about the arrows and how everyone can actually all work together. But if we change the BIM to a private BIM cloud, now you can see how the prime or the owner on the project can host the BIM data, allowing everyone in the design process to truly work on the same project at the same time. So there's 4 challenges that using a private BIM cloud can solve. Using remote access alone opens up a world of possibilities when it comes to working remotely or from home, using contractors effectively, and being able to review live data from the field. So now you can choose what you'd like to learn about BIM9 or a private BIM cloud next. If you've happened to have started in the middle of this series, you can go back to the Introduction to Private BIM Clouds, see the performance of connecting to a Revit model over Private BIM Cloud, learn about hardware considerations. We'll go on to hear what others have to say about BIM9 and how to get started with the Private BIM Cloud in your office, including some specifications and pricing information. Thank you for watching, and again, I'm Brian Smith. For more information, be sure to visit us on the web at BIM9.com.